Hello everyone. So I thought we'd do another voice update, as I know we've been in a bit of a lull with product development, and I thought it'd maybe carry some more weight this time in doing it via voice, in a more personal manner, to give people a better idea of what's going on. And this is more so addressed to initial holders rather than marketing new products and the success of things, yada yada yada. Right? We're going to get down to fundamentals and what's going on behind the scenes to give you guys a better idea. And yeah, so let's go straight into it. So the auto sniper, right? That is essentially the core of everything right now, and what sort of caused a spin-off in additional developments that turns out has had to be imperative if we want this auto sniper to be as successful as it should be, right? And so yeah, it's birthed a lot of improvements across the board. I think the market downtime has provided us this extra leeway, which has been nice. But I fully appreciate the speed of the space, and I don't foresee any product releases having this sort of downtime, as it has been in the last month and a half or so, ever happening again in our ecosystem. Right? It's been, as an investor in other projects or whatever it might be, I can fully appreciate the this shouldn't happen, right? I think this has gone on for too long, and it's fair to say that perhaps I underestimated the complexity and what will go into this auto sniper, but at the same time, I think we fully met those complexities and are over delivering on what has been promised. And I think you guys will see that, appreciate it, and it will be noted market-wide, I feel. So the first of which is our signals, right? So, for example, as the market's matured, so have many of the metrics we use to determine what passes our rating system, and particularly in God mode, right? So whilst I still stand by it's the strongest in the market, we realised that the quantity of signals can price out a lot of the smaller bankrolls. And what kind of profit automation is that? How can we expect mass adoption if it only caters to the few of the few? It's not enough, right? It's not good enough, despite the fact they've been producing amazing returns. I mean, look at the simulator. Even now, whilst there's been a huge lull on chain for Ethereum in particular, we're still printing, still profiting, and that's the entire aim, right? I've spoken about this tons before, but that's the consistent narrative that's been in crypto since a decade plus, right? So it's just honing in on this, but making sure that we are catered to being able to onboard a lot of people without there being huge downside, right? I think the biggest question is, Brown, there's going to be 150 people sniping a God mode signal at the same time. Surely it's going to be PvP. And that is exactly what we're trying to deter as much as possible. Admittedly, it would be PvP. We say if we signal a token that turns out to not do so well, and there's only, say, 50k in volume, it would be PvP, though it'd be PvP and a loss anyway, regardless of the amount of people using our auto sniper on that signal. But the idea is to counteract that through a few methods, right? So first of which being cut out the amount of bullshit signals like that in the first place, where, excuse my French, where these 50k volume green dildo, red dildo within 2 minute signals aren't being signaled, right? Obviously, it's impossible to wipe out all of them, but it's our job to make sure there's as few of those as possible. And that also has an upside in the fact that you waste less on signal costs, you waste less on gas fees, etc. So, it's honing in on those signals and just making sure they are as sleek, filtered, strict as we possibly can. I think it was mid-December, late December, we started noticing God mode was waning and missing out a few of these moonshots that were happening. So it needed that immediate attention. Why would we release the auto sniper if suddenly it's just sniping shit, right? It needs to be sniping and catching every single moonshot that happens. And I think that has been completely achieved. We released bank mode, I think it was 31st of December, 30th of December, and what I love about it is how infrequently it posts. And when it does post, I'll even enter with a decent size and have that faith, and it's going to do that 2 to 3x, and we're aiming / have already done that in God mode, but with a different type of trading style, right? In doing smaller entry sizes, but knowing you can go to sleep and you won't have to wake up on Twitter and see Mickey has done a 2000x and it hasn't been called. You'll know that your auto sniper will have caught that, or your take profit would have already been met. And yeah, that's taken up a bit of development time and making sure that's all perfected before auto sniper launch. And I aim to get our patch notes out for that tomorrow and launched tomorrow too. Yes, so that's not just tweaks to God mode, that's tweaks across the board on every single signal channel. All its data sets have been improved, so you'll see an improvement across all channels for all holders. Additionally, the auto sniper, we can't release that without having our trading bot perfected. It's been a bane since our launch in September. There's been bugs here and there, right? And it's about time that the stability is completely fixed. It's about time that you got those confirmation messages, you got the PNL images, those were shared on Twitter, right? That was the aim of them. That was meant to be organic marketing where we're getting crazy returns on signals. Why aren't these all over Twitter? And that's because the core, the trading bot, wasn't stable enough, right? These weren't having enough. There wasn't enough success in these actually coming through, right? And I'll take accountability for that, and that needs to be improved, right? And so what we've done is I hope I'm getting the technical terms here right. One of the developers, Ben's, probably going to correct me on this. But so we've been two-layering the bot, right, where we've been sharding it into 16 different instances. And I believe we're the only trading bot in the market other than Banana Gun which has done this. And it'll be pivotal in our stability and success in getting these confirmation messages, etc. Transaction success and getting that all sorted. So if you want to you snipe a signal and you've got a 2000x take profit and it's hit about 800x and you want to start selling 30%, 40%, 50%, the trading bots are there and it's all perfected for you to do that. Additionally, it's imperative that we get that to be flawless and to be known as being flawless across the market, so that when we start doing our partnerships and integrating it to tons of other signal places, bots, etc., and you see one-click buy with Profit, they know, oh, I know Profit's, seamless, quick, goes faster than everyone else, always successful. I'll use that, right? And what that does is it generates extra revenue for holders, and it's like a flywheel effect, right? It's really important that we get that perfected, and we're pretty much there. We've been doing some testing. We completed it last week, did some testing with the AI tier holders earlier in the week, perhaps over the weekend, stumbled into one stability issue which we're currently refining at the moment, and then we'll be all good to go. It's all yours. And yeah, those are the two separate arms of development that we wanted to get perfected before then, before the then being the Auto Sniper release. Well, there is actually one more. I wanted it to be a secret and launch as a surprise to everyone. What I was contemplating doing, which now thinking about it, I will probably do, is I'll speak about it now on this update, but when it comes to teasers and showing the product live, that'll come, upon Auto Sniper's release. But essentially, okay, so say we go through what I've been marketing as, you go on holiday, yada yada yada, you're on airplane mode, you sniped maybe, let's say 20 God mode signals a day, you're on 140 in the week, right? How do you expect to see all those trades? How are you going to monitor those trades, see what the profits are for each, see what how much ETH do you have in each, how can you sell these within a click of a button? Doing it via Telegram is not very viable. That's dated, it's inefficient, and it's not, how are we going to say we've been developing an Auto Sniper for the past X amount of months, yet we're expecting you to just view your trades via some Telegram screen which has character limits, etc., right? It's not efficient enough. So we've been developing an ulterior way to do this, where it will be displayed much more cleanly with live, updated P&Ls, all of your trades, selling a click of a button, etc. It'll be much more clean, much more professional, much more marketable, and it's where we, it's what this type of thing we need to be building if we really want to step out of the zone we're currently in. And I think we've done just that. Kinetic's been doing a great job on it. the past month or so, and he'll be taking it to the next level post Autosniper release. Without going into too much detail, it will essentially be, how do I word this without going into, I don't want to say too much just yet, but it's the right next step in which we'll be taking. So those are essentially the other aspects we've been working on since building the Autosniper, and which had to be done. I think on a personal note, I think the off-chain activity, or not off-chain, but multi-chain activity on Solana, Injective, say, Arb, you name it. It seems like I think Metis, another one last night. What was it? I think it was Ton, Telegram's network. I mean, I think we're hitting a point of desperation in the market, in my opinion, when we're trading on these type of signals. And I know not signals, sorry, tokens. I know I touched on this in a Twitter tweet, where I said I think it's just a distraction, and I stand by that. I don't doubt, as we saw last night from that fake ETF post, that all volume will come back to Ethereum. I mean, it was a Bitcoin ETF, and what happened? ETH went up, Bitcoin went down, right? I think it's just a matter of time before all eyeballs, volume, etc., comes back to ETH, at which point we will be perfectly positioned. Admittedly and non-intentionally, I think the timing favored us quite well. In the month and a half in which we had product downtime was also when the on-chain volume was also down. And ETH projects are bleeding across the board, but I have no doubt that'll pick right back up, and we'll be there to clean up in our slew of product releases, which will be fun, nice, but also deserve to holders. I think I touched on this at the start of this recording, but I really do appreciate the pace at which this space moves, and I appreciate how everything in this space is an attention game. People really don't care about the technology unless it does come to making them money, right? And it's just eyeballs, eyeballs, eyeballs. And it's been tough because all I want to do is just market everything, scream about everything, right? Show off there, show off that, showcase a new product, showcase how good it is, give them transaction links and everything, right? Just literally, I'm so excited about everything we're doing, but it's been tough, right? Because as for holders too, I know you guys want to make money on the token and both through the technology, but I haven't been able to do so. But, I think we're getting there, right? And I have no doubt that everyone will be rewarded. I see auto-snipers popping up left, right, and center, but they're not auto-snipers. They're manual. They auto-snipe your buys, but I mean, what use is that? The idea is that you're not meant to miss everything. No one can sit on their computer 24 hours a day. And so I think we are the first mover, and we're the first people who are actually doing it right. In not only providing an auto-sniper that buys and sells, but what you're buying, that you're buying the best algorithm in the market, and I think that's without a doubt at this point. So what's to come? So to summarize, we'll have our Signals v3 with its patch notes out tomorrow or the day following. I'm going to say tomorrow, but if it's a day following, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The two layering for the bot where it's all sharded. Once you've got this inconsistency with the stability sorted, that'll be all yours. And then we're going to get to the stuff like providing our router alongside all of its audits, integrating it to partners. We'll come out with some marketing wallets of, testing our Autosniper publicly, and then also speaking a bit more about our bundling and how it's beneficial to holders, users, and why it separates our Autosniper from others. And then finally, the product that everyone's been waiting for, and I have no doubt you're getting a little bit impatient, and I don't blame you, but the Autosniper will be there for everyone to use, with plenty of showcases beforehand. And then, once that's all there, we move on to the really, really, really exciting stuff. Stepping outside of the boundaries, taking profit bots to disgusting heights, and we'll all be laughing. So I appreciate the patience with everyone, and I hope this gives you guys a bit more of a insight into what's been going on behind the scenes. I think we've hit a really efficient we began doing some hiring. I won't go off on another tangent, but we began doing some hiring midway through the Autosniper process, and that's become really, really, really effective. We've got a really efficient, how do I word this? So on each arm of development, we have a sort of squad, right? And all of them are just working together day and night, and everything's being produced really efficiently now, which is great, and it sets us up perfectly for the future. So yeah, let's get to it. I know everyone's been waiting long enough. Let's kick off the year right and begin with V3 and then a slew of other things following, as I just mentioned. And I'll make sure to keep you all updated, informed, and we can crank up the marketing wheel again as we approach the Autosniper release, the marketing wallet, how much people are making, how much we're making as a team. And yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, guys, and I will be speaking to you all shortly. Peace.